Could we be getting Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 news soon? There are various upcoming events for the rest of the year where this could be happening, including an event that's happening pretty soon. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about when we might be hearing it, my personal opinion, and as always, I'm interested to hear yours in the comment section down below. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. If you like the content you are seeing, please hit the like button, and if you want to stick around for some more Final Fantasy content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. So Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. We still do not have the title. I made a video on this. I think it's going to be Return. Interested to hear what your opinions are. But when are we actually going to get our first taste, our first teaser? Now a lot of you are going to be going and pointing towards this Ever Crisis event that has been recently announced, the live stream which includes Tetsuya Nomura, of which he's been at the various Ever Crisis streams, including the first anniversary, so there's nothing new there. But a lot of you would probably go to the comment of the co-director of Final Fantasy VII Remake Project on that we may have, and the keyword being might or could be, news by the time Ever Crisis' second anniversary rolls around. And it is a viable place for it to be announced, but I don't think it is. I don't think it will happen here. I don't understand the concept of announcing a AAA project during a mobile game live stream, and as of right now, it's only been announced in Japanese. And we know that Final Fantasy VII, the remake project, is very popular within the West as well. So if this was to be a place for news to hit about Part 3, that they would be promoting it left, right, and center. So for me, I don't think the Ever Crisis second anniversary livestream is the place to have a Part 3 title reveal or a teaser. I think at best, Tetsuya Nomura will say something along the lines of, yes, we're still working on Part 3. Development is going well. Please look forward to it. Or maybe, you know, look out in the future for updates on the project or something along those lines. So let's move forward a little bit. Following this, we have Tokyo Game Show. Now, when it comes to Square Enix as a company having a presence at Tokyo Game Show, they are usually showing off their upcoming games. A game that's coming out very soon is Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles, so I expect that this will be having previews and being a spotlight during Tokyo Game Show. We also have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. I expect more news from that, as well as Octopath Traveler 0. Not expecting anything from the Adventures of Elliot. I think we'll hear more about that in 2026 now that the demo's dropped and they're gathering the feedback for that. So would Square announce anything new going into Tokyo Game Show? And I don't think they will, and I don't think Part 3 will be here also. So let's flash forward a little bit further. There is usually around September time a PlayStation State of Play. We know that Final Fantasy VII, the remake project, and PlayStation have been pretty buddy-buddy for the first two games, as it was exclusively on the PlayStation for a set amount of time. But as time has gone on, we know that Square have changed their perspective and how they tackle games and their multi-platform strategy. And I do truly believe with Remake coming to Xbox and Switch 2 and Rebirth in the future, that they are trying to get as many players involved, so when Part 3 drops, that it's going to be available everywhere for everyone to play. And on that same day, for people that want to just dive into the trilogy as a whole for the first time, it's going to be accessible on all platforms. I think that's what they're aiming for. So having a trailer drop at the State of Play could be possible, but I don't think it's happening, which then leads me to where I do think it's happening. and that is the Game Awards. Now, I made a video last week talking about Remake on the Switch 2 and Xbox and when it will get its release date. I think this will get announced during the Game Awards because it's slated to arrive during the winter, and I think it will be an early 2026 release for the Switch 2 and Xbox version of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, aiming for around late January, early February. and everyone will be like, oh man, I thought that would be the news that we want from the Final Fantasy VII Remake Project. And then they follow it up with the teaser trailer for Part 3, which will have the title reveal. I think this is the best place to do it. Not only is it going to start setting it up, we don't need to hear anything for another 6 months, 8 months, 10 months after this trailer drops, so they can just let us know at least the title of the third game, so we'd stop calling it Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, but it gets things exciting and starts the ball rolling. Looking at what Square Enix will be offering as a company, all of the releases that are slated for this year would have arrived, so it won't be trampling on anything that's come out. Like literally a week before the Game Awards, Octopath Traveler 0 would have released, and that is the last game that they have on their schedule out of the 3 games that they have coming out this year, that being Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, and of course again Octopath Traveler 0. So they have the schedule clear, so it all makes sense and it all falls into place, and that's where I do think it's happening. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think this could be happening during the Game Awards or a little bit earlier? Another idea that I had is we got to look back at the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII, where they did a dedicated live stream where we got merch announcements, we got an update on Ever Crisis, we also got the announcements of Crisis Core Reunion, and then they tied it all together with the reveal of the Part 2 game, Rebirth, with that teaser trailer. And I could see Square doing a dedicated Final Fantasy VII live stream where they could follow the same traits. They could announce some merch that's upcoming, they could talk about updates in Ever Crisis, they might have another remaster game in the works. I'm looking at you, Dirge Cerberus. I don't think that will happen, but it could happen, and if it does happen, I'm definitely going to be buying it on day one, and I know that you are going to be buying it on day one too. Don't lie to me. And then they would cap it off with the Part 3 title reveal and the teaser trailer. I could see that happening in towards the end of the year or early next year, maybe around the February time or after Remake has come out on the Switch 2 and on Xbox. Of course, this is all speculation at the moment, but we gotta look at it with a clear lens. We know this is a game that's coming out, so it's not something that isn't happening. It's just about when it is happening, and I don't think it's going to be happening during the Ever Crisis event. I don't think it's going to be happening during Tokyo Game Show or a State of Play or even a Nintendo Direct. I think the Game Awards is the spotlight where you want to at least reveal the title and get the hype, and doubling it up with the release date announcement of Remake on the Switch 2 and on the Xbox is a full circle moment in my eyes, and it can get the ball rolling. But that's me, that's my opinion, that's my speculation, my prediction. Only time will tell. Let me know your predictions and what you think will be happening with the final part of the Remake Project in the comments section below. I appreciate your time, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.